Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is, of course, Trekyards. I am Admiral Foley. Indeed. Today we're visiting the Terran Empire.
As we know, Stuart, in the original Mirror Universe, the Terran Empire got defeated, and a new collaboration of the Klingons, the Cardassians, and such formed, destroyed the Empire, made the Terrans a rebellion force. To think that they then also came back and forged the Voyager A as an original design after
Is
dubious.
Well, just the fact that there's a Voyager A and it's the same design is dubious in and of itself. All of the Terran Empire stuff, same designs and stuff, just...
Because they didn't make the Voyager, because that was after the Empire got fractured. But that's neither here nor there, Stuart. Here is a Voyager A. And if you freeze frame, and only a couple of moments, there is actually a full retexture of the model. And it goes by like a flash. But here it is, Stuart, forcibly static for us to enjoy.
Yep, it's red. That means evil. That's and they kept the yellow marking idea with the registry there. It does say ISS Voyager if you zoom in.
Yeah, it's funny how we associate the Mirror Universe with Trek, but in reality we had TOS, which is of course just mirrored footage, literally, of the Enterprise. Then the NX-01 era brought them to life. DS9 abandoned the idea of the Terran Empire entirely. We never had TNG, never had a Voyager era. So this is the first TNG era, except Lower Decks, which was a holodeck training program, which we will look at later, but as an actual ship. So the rules in which they need to follow, having the classic yellow vibe, is a very, very old idea in this universe. So there's no reason it would be there, but I think most fans tend to throw that on any era of Mirror Universe ship. So sad not to see that here, because it would have done a lot of distinct visuals. But what we get is certainly a different looking Voyager, aesthetically. They certainly change a lot of small things.
Yeah, I didn't notice many changes, but I'm sure there are.
It's colours, right? It's colours and vibe.
Well,
It's like they basically went with like a pen tool and coloured in plates that are there in the original, but now give it this whole different vibe. The big difference, of course, is that the nacelles are flat and right in on the hull. So it's a different warp drive arrangement.
Didn't even notice that. But yeah, you're right. Those look different.
They're tucked in.
I kind of like that, honestly.
Yeah. It's far more like the USS Voyager with the small
Yeah.
nacelles. And the Basard's now bright white?
It is different, yeah. It was great to see, actually. I loved that episode went there because, yeah, as you said, we haven't seen TNG or Voyager. The closest we got to a Voyager one was Living Witness.
That was having fun, but that's just them being evil, necessarily not obviously the Mirror Universe.
Yes, but it's the closest we got to actually seeing what they might be like. So
this was legit. And they very, very easily could have not shown the exterior. It was very much a bottle show in that we were living in the Shattered style storytelling of the inside. So full praise from doing that. But let's see another shot, which is the only other shot in the entire episode, but we do get a lot closer. Obviously, you can see the Voyager, the yellow, and just the subtlety of the let's just paint stuff different colours. But you know what? It has a certain flow to it, so I kind of like it.
I love how it's ISS Voyager and ISS 74. Interesting choice. Don't think that's ever been done before.
Oh, that's a mistake, isn't it?
I don't know if it's a mistake necessarily. It's a choice.
That is a great catch, because it's Imperial Starship in theory.
Yeah.
I don't think the texture artist changed that back to NCC. Oh,
that's okay.
That, Stuart. Well done. I never didn't see that.
Anyway, yeah, it's worth pointing that out. But no, it was, and I love that they kept the yellow as well. Yellow, of course, is kind of established from Inamir Darkly, where they have the yellow markings on the ships.
I don't think the registry was yellow though.
The registry wasn't, no, but they had like the claws or the whatever.
Which there is space for in this. There is,
yeah.
You know, the red could have been yellow.
As we talked about when we did our review, it's very possible that this is an alternate reality mirror universe because that makes a lot more sense. So, and it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a mirror universe. And I will just note here that you can see the side saucer phaser strips, like not really strips, they're just slightly raised orange bits, but you can see them in the shot because we don't get that many close-ups on the saucer, so I just want to highlight that's where they are. But let's do some comparisons. No direct view comparisons. There's actually a stupidly clean top view of the Voyager A had it been the original version. So I've mirrored I've mirrored two other shots of the ship from other parts of the season that kind of at least show parts of it to kind of show the difference. I mean, it is obviously the same model, the same geometry, painted, but see some differences.
Here you can really notice the difference in the nacelle configuration for sure, which I appreciate. I didn't notice that until we started talking about it.
Yeah, they just tucked in to change the vibe.
They also added some more standout detailing on the hull, as you can see. Like there are 3 red lights at the front there. On Voyager, they're white, of course, but then they have like a yellow marking around them.
Because they've just subdivided a lot of the tiny, subtle's the wrong word, their lines, their plates. They've just brought that into this really patchwork vibe of red and blacks and greys, and it really makes it feel more detailed. Kind of like the Sovereign from Nemesis with the amount of black, whereas the one on the right, it feels more monotone, black and white. This has a lot more gradient. It actually feels more detailed to me in a way. And you can see in both these shots the hard to see spine, warp coil, line of sight, blue glow things, which are now also red.
Mm-hmm. Red means evil.
Red warp coils. And white bastards. And red, yeah. A lot of red. Red was the theme, Stuart. Red was the theme. But I do like it overall. Next view, though, is another close-up, which is a good comparison because you can see a microcosm of what they did and didn't do. Yeah, so you can see the plate lines exist. They just repainted them. But they're so subtle in the original, they just look flat. Here, they're given all this weight and depth, I think, anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it definitely feels like a dirtier kind of ship as well.
Although it's interesting because I this comparison, the dark greys on the bottom of the ISS's saucer, that to me looks like metal, not like dirt in this particular view. And then you compare to the real one, and the fact that there's nothing, no texture, it makes it feel like a CG model. I kind of wish there was that other not necessarily rust vibe, but some Aztecing or some actual Star Trekian plate detail applied that makes sense because it kind of feels lacking compared. Like I said, simple, overly simple, and the ISS is overly complicated in a way.
Yeah, the ISS feels very Star Trek Online in its detailing. I think it really kind of has that different grading of colors. So,
but I wonder if a diehard Trek fan modified this, or if they were art designed. Because just to make everything red is an odd choice. All the lights, all the plates, all the warp coils, like that's not really Mirrorverse. Is everything's red? Mirror is actually not red normally. It's yellow and...
As you said too, I mean, it was a quick blink and you'll miss it. Well, not really blink and you'll miss it. It's a quick shot. And I appreciate the fact that they changed the nacelles, honestly. They did not have to do that. But it was a nice, subtle little thing, which nobody probably caught. So...
And you know, having textured things, like this is a substantial amount of retexturing. This is going to be a day, 2, maybe 3's worth of work just to kind of get it all to be that subdivided. So it is a substantial amount of work to do this. I don't know if they intended to show it more. But it does very much change the vibe of the ship, and I commend them for doing that much because it could have been a lot of different things.
I honestly just wish it was the ISS Voyager with no A.
Yes.
Just the regular registry. All they had to do is take the A off, and it would have been like, that's really different because there was never the Intrepid class. That would have been great, actually. Because this having a Voyager A just doesn't make sense in a Mirror Universe, honestly.
Or even the ISS Conqueror, because it wouldn't... Like, for it to be called Voyager is specific to, you know...
Starfleet.
And the exploration. Like, those things don't...
Well, you say that, but we had an ISS Discovery, and that's another name that wouldn't necessarily translate over to the Terran Empire. So...
Yes... yeah.
Very non-Terran Empire names.
I think just ran out of words. Yeah, but the A is definitely is odd here. I don't imagine the context, but it implies to me maybe that he's massively lying that they do continue to travel to our universe and steal stuff. So that's how they got the Defiant, because they stole our entire library of tech, which is a great reason for that to happen, right? Really good reason. So I would kind of be inclined to think maybe they kept doing that, and they kept getting blueprints, kept doing their own thing, because they can't design their own stuff anymore, because they're just, it's not in their wheelhouse. Maybe all the engineers died or whatever. Although, wouldn't it have been great to bring Smiley in for this one?
Yes, absolutely.
Actually, I mean, the budget's obviously quite whatever, and as nice as O'Connor was, having O'Brien as Smiley's chief engineer would have made this could be the flagship of the Terran Empire. Janeway was the great savior that brought the Empire back, and Smiley's chief engineer would have been the most obviously beautiful cameo.
Yeah, that would have been great. Yeah. Now you're making me feel bad, but that's okay.
But it does look good.
It does.
And hey, when Star Trek Online gets the Voyager A, you'll be able to fly this skin eventually. Only on Stowe.
All right, well, there you have it, guys. The Voyager A Mirror Universe, ISS Voyager. And let us know in the comment section what you thought of it, whether you noticed the nacelles were different, or if we enlightened you. We want to hear from you guys. So, yeah, definitely hit the like button. We'd appreciate that. And make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell icon so you don't miss any future content, because there's lots to talk about all the time with Trek. So make sure you're watching.
And if you want to support what we do here, these sorts of breakdowns, unique to us, it's fair to say, this level of minutia, then support us on Patreon if you can, a monthly thank you, as it were, or via join the channel on YouTube. Again, same logic, but on YouTube, or Super Chat to any live super thanks on any video, or just be there in the community any of the time, or all the time, either one. Somewhere in between is also good.
Exactly what he just said.
Yes.
So until next time, he is Rear Admiral of Chicken Soup Machine. There, you got promoted. Are you happy now?
Some.
All right. And I'm still Admiral Foley.
Long live the Empire.
Long live the Empire. So until next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.